I've just been drafted #1 in a WNBA draft. My dream has become a reality. I'm going to be a role model for little boys and little girls everywhere. It's not, I want to be like Mike. It's, I want to be like Meek. The expectations are very high. They look at me as a savior of women's professional basketball. As I stand up on that stage and shake hands with the president, excitement just goes through my body. As I exit the stage, I see my grandmother, and I see tears of joy coming down her face. As I approach her, she hands me an old tattered letter, and that letter reads, "When I grow up, I will be the first girl to play in the NBA." All I could do was smile, and then I said, "Gosh, Grandma, you're nosy. You're always going through my things." But I was really excited that she saved that letter for me. See, me and my grandmother have a special relationship. She's like a mom to me. When you have a mom who's passed out on park benches drunk, or a dad who's schizophrenic who tells you he's going to chop you up and put you down in an incinerator, only thing you want to do is feel normal. My grandmother, yes, she made me feel normal. She gave me structure. She gave me structure, she taught me discipline, and most of all, she showed me unconditional love. So when she passed away, my life just went out of control. I didn't know who to turn to. And I can remember burying my grandmother and also burying my emotions. 3 days later, I was back on the basketball court. Fast forward, episode #1. Here I am, 3 days, in my apartment in DC, lying on my couch. It's dark, the shades are drawn. All I can do is cry and wonder how I got to this place. I'm angry. I'm eating out of a box of Fruity Pebbles. I hear people knock on my door, but I don't pay attention. But finally, on day 3, I do. And I open up, and a friend comes in, tells me to hop in the shower, and says, "Let's go for a walk." On that walk, a man tells me, "Hey, Holdsclaw, you need to get back out there on the court." And he was right. It was my season. I was missing in action. But I had so much anger inside, I just wanted to yell, "You don't know what I'm going through inside." It was really tough. But you know what? Basketball is my drug. It's my coping mechanism. So a few days later, I just hopped back on the court. A few years later, I'm in Los Angeles, California. I found myself staring at a white wall in Centinela Hospital. Yes, I'm under suicide watch in a VIP suite. I'd overdosed on my brain medication, and I can remember days before that. I wondered if I jumped off a building or if I ran my truck into a tree, would anybody care? See, I miss my grandmother so much that I wanted to be with her at this time. Death, to me, equaled peace. A few years later, this is in Atlanta, Georgia, I look down at the passenger seat of my vehicle, and I see a 9mm gun. My hand is shaking, and I'm very, very scared. And all I could think about is picking up that gun and putting that barrel to my head and pulling the trigger. They told me that I blacked out and that I fired 3 shots at my ex's personal vehicle. To think that those shots could have hit anyone who was a bystander. It could have ricocheted and killed me, and I'd not be here today. After that incident, I was diagnosed with bipolar II disorder. I was angry, but I was relieved because I held in so much guilt, so much shame because of my mental health issues. I learned that with the right medication, the proper support, exercise, that I could live a healthy and productive life. And I'm finally just happy to be living in my truth and doing such amazing work. I don't look at my grandmother's death as a loss anymore. I look at all the amazing life lessons that she taught me. And yes, she was nosy, but I needed someone to be a little nosy. So now I encourage my friends to be nosy in my life, to ask me questions, ask me how I'm feeling. It's very interesting. Everyone always wanted me to get better for basketball, but now I want to get better for me. Thank you.